Hey, stop scrolling. This isn't just another message, it's your moment. You didn't land here by accident. You were led here, pulled by something greater because something massive is about to shift in your life. Not someday, not eventually. I'm talking about within days. The countdown has already started. In just 6 days, the kind of breakthrough you've been praying for, crying for, fighting for, it's coming. And you can feel it, can't you? That stirring deep inside, that sense that something big is about to break open. Yeah, that's real. That's purpose waking up. This is your confirmation. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You've been refined through fire, built in the quiet, and now, you're about to walk into everything you were born for. So get ready, get expectant, because the next 6 days, they're about to change everything. Some of you feel it in your bones before you even find words for it. Something is shifting. You're not just watching time pass. You're standing in a sacred moment. This is more than a feeling. It's divine timing, catching up with your preparation. Everything you've prayed with tears, every time you held on when it didn't make sense, it's all converging now, not in the future. Now what's ahead of you isn't just change, it's transformation, and it's already moving in your direction. Don't just watch, be part of the journey. Hit subscribe now and step into your purpose. The best is yet to come. You're about to walk into days that will define the rest of your life. There's a stirring in the spirit realm, and heaven is setting things in order on your behalf. But understand this, what's coming requires you to be alert, aligned, ready. In the next few days, windows of opportunity will swing open wide, but if you're not positioned, you'll blink and miss it. This is not business as usual. This is divine intervention. If you feel the abundance of divine love filling your heart, now is the perfect time to share it. By clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $100 or more, you can help spread God's blessings far and wide. Your offering will not only touch your own life, but also reach countless souls through this platform. Each of you holds a sacred place in God's magnificent plan, and your generosity will be the answer to many prayers. Take action now. Share your blessings to honor His kingdom, for you were created to accomplish even greater works through His loving hands. May God's grace be with you. Let's get one thing clear. You're not waiting on a miracle anymore. The miracle has already been released. It's just waiting on your response. You must act like someone who expects to receive. Prepare your space. Speak life over your surroundings. Start thanking God for the answers before they even arrive. That posture of expectation is the door that unlocks what's already yours. This is a countdown to a shift, a pivot, a divine rerouting. But the question is, will you be still distracted when destiny knocks, or will you recognize the sound of answered prayer? If your heart's been burning lately, if your sleep's been restless, if you felt like you're standing on the edge of something but can't quite explain it, that's not anxiety. That's alignment. That's heaven whispering, get ready. Listen closely. The old rhythm won't carry you into this new season. The places you used to find comfort in may now feel too small. The people you leaned on may seem distant. That's not rejection. It's repositioning. It's heaven making room. The weight you've been carrying wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Every delay was a layer of strength. Every detour was divine direction. And now, the moment has come. You're not just stepping into something new. You're being reintroduced to the version of yourself that God always saw. This is a total recalibration. Old patterns are falling away, and what was once delayed is being delivered in fullness. You may not recognize the pace at which this is about to unfold, but it's going to feel like acceleration. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Imagine a seed buried in the soil. For a long time, it looks like nothing's happening. You water it, pray over it, wait on it, but the ground stays still. What you don't see is that beneath the surface, roots are growing deep. That seed is preparing to break through. And when it does, it doesn't rise as a sprout. It comes up strong, steady, and full of purpose. That's exactly what's happening in your life right now. Heaven isn't running late. It's just right on time. See, God doesn't rush. He aligns. And while you may have felt forgotten, overlooked, or stuck, what's really been happening is divine positioning. Heaven is not slow, it's strategic. And right now, that strategy is unfolding in real time. You're not being stalled, you're being set up. Set up for increase, for healing, for restoration, for territory you didn't even know was yours. God's getting ready to release answers you didn't know were already on their way. And you're not just going to recover, you're going to recover more than what was taken. You're stepping into restoration with interest. So what do you do now? You prepare like it's already done. You speak like the victory's already been secured. You praise like the promise is already standing at your front door. Because it is. You don't wait to celebrate until the breakthrough shows up. You go ahead and act like someone who's seen the inside of God's plan. That quiet season you've walked through, that was never abandonment. It was preparation. The closed doors, that was protection. And all those moments you questioned your worth because others didn't see it, get ready. Because God is about to show everyone what He placed inside of you. The silence you've endured is about to be filled with divine movement. The rejection you faced is about to be swallowed up by favor. And that struggle that tried to convince you it was permanent, it's about to kneel before a God who never stopped working behind the curtain. This is your moment to shift, your cue to rise. Don't shrink back, don't second guess. You are not too late, not too old, and not too far gone. The door isn't about to open, it's already open. All that's left is for you to walk through it with your head high, your faith strong, and your heart ready for what's next. He's not just lifting you, He's establishing you. This isn't a temporary victory. It's the birthing of a new chapter, with a new anointing and a fresh clarity of purpose. So lean in, stay alert, act like you know who you are, because the heavens surely do. Every rhythm of your journey has led to this crescendo. What once felt like a standstill was actually a strategic pause, aligning every unseen detail behind the scenes. The curtain is lifting, there's no resistance left to meet. This is the pivot point where momentum replaces hesitation and stillness erupts into movement. All the times that seemed like rejection were simply rerouted investments. The silence you met wasn't denial, it was soil where deeper roots were being formed. Now pathways long inaccessible will come into focus. Invitations you never expected will appear without warning. Where once there were boundaries, now there will be wide open space for you to run. Purpose has always had its eyes on you. What felt like delay was a deliberate fortification, shaping your strength in quiet places. You were never overlooked. You are being constructed for a future no shortcut could sustain. Now that the architecture is complete, The outpour begins, not as a trickle, but as a wave. This approaching stretch of time carries a different weight. It's etched with intention. Each hour is calibrated to unfold something specific, like pages in a sealed book, finally opening. You're not entering a new week. You're stepping into a designed revelation, one that reorders everything familiar. Even the moments of difficulty had their function. They weren't wasted. They were refining fires that burned off everything unnecessary. What's coming now will feel fast, but it won't be rushed. Long-awaited answers will collide with divine timing, and the impossible will fold into reality. Relationships, plans, and perspectives will all begin to align with purpose. Think of what's next as a signal flare in a quiet night sky, undeniable and impossible to ignore. A profound clarity will emerge from within. You'll walk more surely, speak more boldly, and understand more deeply what was always yours to carry. This isn't just a spiritual shift, it's a full awakening. Now begins the separation from what once defined limitation. This is more than breakthrough, it is identity redefined. What no longer fits will fall away without effort, and what's meant for you will find you without delay. Encounters that ignite your calling, moments of divine precision, and a level of grace you haven't yet known are set to arrive without warning. From the very start of this movement, signs will emerge. The quiet confirmations, the open hands, the sudden clarity in conversations and decisions. Everything is being illuminated with purpose, and in these early moments, you'll feel it, a truth that can't be dismissed. Life will not return to what it was. It is now irreversibly transformed. Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace of God fill your hearts today. I come to remind you of a profound truth. Our lives are firmly established in God's divine purpose, untouched by the fleeting worries of this world. As Scripture tells us, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. Luke 6:38. Like the mighty oak whose roots are planted deep in rich soil, our foundation is anchored in God's eternal truth. Every move we make, every stand we take, is upheld by His enduring strength. Today, you have the opportunity to participate in this divine blessing. By clicking the Super Thank You button and offering a gift of $50, you will sow into a harvest that will return to you many times over in God's abundant grace. The shift is subtle at first, like a pattern emerging from what once seemed like chaos. Where there was once indifference, attention begins to turn. What was overlooked now stands illuminated by an unseen force, impossible to dismiss. It is not demand or persuasion that brings this change, but a quiet force of destiny making itself impossible to ignore. What was buried now rises without effort, seen and acknowledged not by chance, but by design. This isn't a celebration of pride, it's an alignment of truth. What unfolds in front of others is simply what was always present in silence. People who once couldn't see beyond the surface will begin to recognize something unmistakable. Those who were blind to your intentions will now echo them. There is no explanation for it, only the understanding that something deeper has taken hold. As though a film has been peeled away from their perception, clarity rushes in. Not all recognition comes from applause. Sometimes it's the still nod, the sudden reverence, the unspoken shift in how someone holds your presence. You're being brought into visibility not for attention, but for position. A new arrangement is taking place, setting the stage for what's to come. And with this visibility comes an atmosphere of generosity, unexpected gestures, open invitations, and unfamiliar kindness. Not earned, not negotiated, simply released. This is orchestration beyond influence. There is a soft architecture unfolding in the behavior of others, guiding you into environments shaped to support what's now growing inside you. Simultaneously, a figure steps forward, not as a savior or a mirror, but as a companion, crafted for this very segment of your journey. This presence is unmistakable. They arrive without noise, but with profound weight. There's no need to explain your path. They've walked along the edges of a similar terrain, and your stories recognize each other without words. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. This connection is not common. It is as though two frequencies long separated have finally synced. They don't rescue you. They reflect your strength. They don't carry your vision. They amplify it. In every moment, they sharpen your clarity and mirror your truth, keeping you steady when distraction threatens to pull you off course. Through their presence, you begin to expand, not because they complete you, but because they activate what has always been dormant. They spark refinement, bring comfort, and demand accountability, not through force, but through undeniable harmony. This partnership does not slow your pace, it accelerates your becoming. And with their arrival, a new phase begins, defined not by striving, but by shared power. A quiet stirring begins in places too deep to name. The coming days will mark a threshold, one that doesn't shout, but shifts the entire internal landscape. Something long dormant is waking, and with its rise comes a heightened sensitivity to things once ignored. This is not just change, it is the unveiling of a depth that's been quietly preparing itself beneath every routine breath. What unfolds now isn't a collection of facts, nor a surge of emotion. It's an unraveling of old veils and a realignment with a current that's always been flowing just beneath the surface. What once felt out of reach will feel obvious, as if clarity has been waiting just behind a locked gate, now unlatched by unseen hands. A new stillness will replace the static, and within it, a sharp sense of direction will emerge. Vision sharpens not just outward, but inward. Purpose, once foggy or tangled, begins to form coherent patterns. This isn't just about seeing, it's about knowing, not through effort, but through resonance. And with each new wave of understanding, the external begins to match the internal. Life rearranges itself around this unseen upgrade. Conversations feel different. Encounters become more vivid. Space opens up in areas once filled with tension. The insight that now flows in cannot be traced back to study or repetition. It comes from a higher source, one that doesn't require translation. It arrives fully formed and fits perfectly into the places where logic used to fail. This new state doesn't detach from reality, it illuminates it. Decisions once made from fear or assumption now flow from alignment. Instead of second-guessing, there's trust. Instead of waiting for proof, there's inner confirmation. And as this inner order establishes itself, circumstances begin to echo it. The world reflects back the harmony within. No longer driven by the noise of uncertainty, the path ahead becomes more grounded. The chaos of indecision fades like background static, replaced by a quiet confidence. What once felt complex now feels precise. There's no need to force outcomes, they naturally align. Each step feels accompanied, though nothing visible has changed. As this state deepens, a new calm takes root, one not anchored in outcomes or reassurances, but in an unshakable awareness. It's a clarity that doesn't ask for permission. It's a knowing that doesn't waver in storms, and it arrives not as a single moment, but as a rhythm, pulsing louder with every breath you take. There's a rare kind of alignment that unfolds when inner silence meets timeless guidance. In the coming stretch of days, a knowing will rise, not the kind that's gathered or taught, but the kind that simply is. The weight of confusion that has lingered like background static will vanish, replaced by something far more precise. You will not be left searching for direction. Clarity will meet you at your next step. This realization will not come as a flood of information, but as a steady pulse from within. It will not demand attention. It will simply remain unwavering. The sense of direction that forms will live deeper than thought, threading itself into your instincts, decisions, and sense of being. Confidence will no longer be something to summon. It will simply be present, natural, and immovable. There won't be a single moment of revelation, but a continual unfolding, as if an internal compass you didn't know existed suddenly activates. The future will no longer appear abstract. Instead, it will reveal itself one frame at a time, not with grand announcements, but with unmistakable conviction. Doubt will lose its grip, not because you resisted it, but because it no longer finds a place to land. You'll notice the shift when what used to confuse you no longer feels heavy. There's a change in how you perceive movement, purpose, and even struggle. Direction will no longer be something to debate. It will feel embedded in your rhythm. What once seemed like detours will begin to make sense, forming patterns where you previously saw only chaos. This insight won't arrive as external instruction. It will bubble up from the core of your being, bypassing every mental filter. It will not demand evidence or approval. It will simply stand firm, and your role will be to trust it. The way you move, choose, and relate will begin to reflect this internal architecture of purpose. As this new clarity takes hold, your perception of time and significance will shift. The small things will no longer feel meaningless. They will begin to glow with intention. The people you cross paths with, the doors that swing open, the decisions you make, all of it will fall into a harmony that didn't exist before. You won't need to chase meaning. It will meet you in every action. Now is the moment to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. With a donation of $100 or more, you can actively participate in His divine mission and contribute to His greater plan. Every offering you make reflects the boundless generosity of God, and I trust it will return to you abundantly, far exceeding your hopes. Always remember, His protection and blessing accompany your every step and every act of giving. You are a vital part of His sacred design. You are strong and radiant, steadfast like His mighty rock. Experience God's miracles, feel the rewards of your generosity deep within your soul, and shine your light with boldness and faith. May you be richly blessed, and may the light of the Lord continually guide your journey. And when the moment reaches its peak, there will be a decisive turn. What felt like searching will dissolve into embodiment. You'll no longer ask where you're meant to go. You'll already be walking it. And when obstacles appear, they will not shake your trust in the path. They will affirm it. This isn't the arrival of something new. It's the unveiling of what has always lived within you. There comes a point where the rhythm of life bends and the familiar sequence dissolves. What seemed predictable is suddenly rerouted, and the script you thought you were following begins to rewrite itself in real time. It's not chaos, it's precision wrapped in mystery. What's unfolding now isn't gradual, it's a dramatic reconfiguration of direction, and the impact will echo through everything that follows. The moment ahead is not a reward, it's a convergence, a culmination of silent endurance, unseen effort, and faith that held firm when answers didn't come. The vision that once lived only in your imagination will stretch its limbs into reality, not as a flicker of hope, but as undeniable change. You'll be flooded with confirmation, not from words, but from what takes shape around you. The shift may emerge through an opening that seemed unlikely, a moment of restoration, a decision turned in your favor, a message that alters your trajectory in an instant. You'll feel its weight in your chest before you see its form in the world, and when it arrives, there will be no mistaking its origin. Gratitude will settle over you like warmth, and every past obstacle will suddenly make sense. But this unfolding isn't confined to your individual path. It's a ripple effect that touches everything close to you. The rise in your life will elevate others too, intentionally, effortlessly. Connections will strengthen, resources will appear, and the path that once seemed only yours will now feel communal. This isn't just a chapter, it's the beginning of an entirely new volume. The rerouting of your timeline isn't just symbolic, it's structural. Events will start arranging themselves with uncanny timing. Delays will reveal their purpose. What once looked random will begin to form patterns. You'll feel as though time itself has been recalibrated to walk beside you instead of ahead of you. Every misstep reinterpreted, every waiting season redeemed. You'll begin to recognize how the scattered pieces have always been guiding you here. Each encounter, each closed door, each shift in momentum has served as a quiet compass. Now, everything points forward. Not because the path is new, but because your awareness of it has expanded. Destiny, once distant, now feels woven into each choice you make. This is more than a lucky break. It's a full awakening into alignment. And as this transformation completes its cycle, you'll glance back, not with regret, but with awe. Because the day that changed everything didn't come with a warning. It came with a quiet certainty that nothing would ever be the same again. There is a quiet intensity in the air before everything realigns. The fragments of your path, once scattered and senseless, are beginning to lock into place. Moments that felt meaningless now reveal their purpose, and every twist you endured begins to point towards something precise. What once felt disconnected is converging into a single, undeniable moment of transformation. A new current is forming, and it's pulling you forward. What's ahead isn't accidental. It has waited for this exact timing, arranged outside your view, synchronized with every unseen choice you've made. The window opening before you is not a coincidence. It's a culmination. This is not the time to look back or second guess. The signal has been given. Everything inside you must now move in agreement with what's coming. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. To prepare is not to gather more. It's to release the weight of hesitation. It's to meet the edge of discomfort and walk through it as if it were a doorway, because it is. Readiness isn't about having every answer, but about trusting the pull that won't let you turn away. What's calling you is not vague. It's urgent, and it's specific. You're being invited to step into what only you can carry. The moment to shrink has passed. Now begins the rise. The path forward will ask for your full presence, your complete yes. Every gesture, every word, every choice from this point on carries more gravity. There is no map, only movement, and every step taken in faith will bring confirmation that you are exactly where you are meant to be. There is a world waiting on the other side of this decision. Not just your world, others too. What's unfolding is bigger than personal growth. It's a design that includes every life your alignment will impact. This rising is both invitation and responsibility, and the cost of staying still now outweighs the risk of stepping forward. Everything has led here. Every unseen battle, every quiet endurance, every flicker of hope you dared to hold on to. Now is the moment when all of it begins to make sense. Don't brace for it. Lean into it. Meet what's coming with clear eyes and an open spirit. This is more than change. It's the unlocking of what has always been waiting to be claimed.